In this video, we'll be reviewing the Bushnell Falcon binoculars that were a giveaway prize in a recent video. Coming right up. Hello and welcome to EcoElsa. For those of you who are new and don't know me, my name is Elsa and I make videos to help people get outdoors. In this video, we're going to be reviewing a pair of binoculars that I gave away back in February for a bird-themed giveaway. So since I thought these were a nice enough pair of binoculars to do for a giveaway, I'm also doing a review on them to show you all why they're such a great pair of binoculars, and also because they're affordable if you're looking to get a new entry-level pair of binoculars or you're looking at getting a set for your classroom. These are a great pair of binoculars, hence why I'm reviewing them today, so that way you guys can see what it is I'm talking about. But if you're looking for more reviews, go ahead and check the link below in the description. That'll take you to the Amazon page where you can see tons more reviews on these same binoculars. So let's get started. So for starters, the pair of Bushnell Falcon binoculars that I will be reviewing today are the Bushnell Falcon 7x35 binoculars. They are 7x magnification and have 35mm lenses, and they run for about $27 on Amazon. Luckily enough, I also own a pair of Clearpoint sport binoculars that are also 7x magnification with 35mm lenses, but they run for a little bit over $100 used on Amazon and other selling platforms. They're a little bit older, but they really do get the trick done, and they're a great pair of binoculars. It's just they're outside of a lot of people's price range for entry-level binoculars, hence why I'm reviewing these. So I'll be comparing apples to apples, so it'll make it really easy for you to see what you're getting for this price versus this price. So we already know that these are an affordable pair of binoculars, but are they worth it? So let's open them up and find out a little bit what we can before I take them outside to demonstrate what they can do. Looks like they came nicely packaged and wrapped, and even the binoculars are wrapped up. Okay, here's its carrying bag. It's a really thin foam, but it's sewn together pretty good. So this will be decent for them. The strap itself is, nylon it looks like, but it looks like it'll do the trick, which is important. You kind of get what you're paying for with this. I'd say this looks like a really good bag to start with. Now the moment of truth. Ooh. So it looks like it came with a nice strap. This looks better than the normal really dinky little strap stuff comes with. Hey, not bad. Thicker strap. Shouldn't hurt your neck too much. Looks like the little cord could use a little bit to be desired. But I'm pulling on it pretty hard here, harder than it should have to if it's falling off, if it got yanked on something, and it's holding together really well. So that's the important part here. Now the binoculars themselves. So, things I had heard about before is that the caps sometimes are really loose. The front caps are really snug. No damage to the lenses, and it looks like they're sealed in nicely, which is good. Yeah. Back lenses, a little loose, not very tight. See, you want it to be a little bit tighter than that usually, but you're getting what you paid for. The other one is super snug, which is good. Okay, just get a feel for them, because everything's too close in here to really use them. But so far the turn lever is pretty good. It's not sticking at all. So that's what we want. Eyepieces feel really comfy. My Clearpoint binoculars are over 2 pounds versus these are over 21 ounces, so a little bit under 1.5 pounds. They do feel a little bit lighter, which would be good for working with kids. Definitely gonna wanna be using a safety strap, of course, a smart cord, so that the kids aren't dropping them. But it looks like it also has a diopter, and the diopter actually has the plus and minus on it from 0, which is nice. And so the piece where I'm moving the turn wheel so that I can either make it wider or more narrow, that sticks pretty good. But I think we would prefer that with kids. That way they aren't messing around with it too much and changing it all the time. And I'm sure you'd like that too. That way it stays where you need it to stay when you're using it. But yeah, so far they look pretty good put together. I'm not noticing any cosmetic scratches or anything. I'm not noticing anything that would make me worried, like a screw missing or over tightened. None of the screws have been stripped, which is good. Not that you should be taking it apart. Turn wheel's not broken. All its pieces are sticking good. I do like how cushy the eye lens stuff is. This feels really nice. And apparently you're supposed to be able to fold it back if you have glasses. So let's see if we can do that. Well, what do you know? So I turned it back and it stayed. So now I'm gonna flip it forward, see if it flips nice. So the reason you're supposed to be able to do this is if you're using these with sunglasses or you wear regular glasses, makes it easier to use, which is good because you want all your students to be able to use it, and some of them have to wear glasses. It won't be as fun if they can't. So overall, my initial reaction to these is they seem to be very well put together. It doesn't seem to have any manufacturing problems. They seem to be like they'll work when I take them outdoors, and they look pretty dang strong for $26. I mean, they don't look like they're super cheap, like they'll break after a couple of weeks. They seem like they could actually last classroom use, which is really important since I know a lot of you are checking these out to maybe see if you can buy a set for your classroom, huh? If you had told me that they were only $26, $27, I probably would have laughed a little bit because so far so well. I mean, I still haven't gotten out to check out the lenses and the magnification and the focusing, but so far I'm pretty impressed for $26, $27. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be taking these out into the field. I'm going to be comparing them a little bit to my Clearpoint to see if they're worth the amount of money you paid for. I'm going to be testing things like their focusing, magnification, the lenses, the diopter. You get the idea. All the things that are very crucial to having binoculars that actually do what you bought them for. So we're going to head outside and do that now. Hello and welcome to the Minnesota Winter Wonderland. We're going to be testing the outside portions for the Bushnell binoculars. We're going to be focusing mostly on the focus of the binoculars, the magnification, and then whether or not they stand up to a comparison with the Clearpoint binoculars, which are the binoculars that are over $100 versus these are for $27 on Amazon. So what I'm going to do now is if you look behind me over here, there is a little bit of a peninsula where the reeds are, and that is about 7 times farther from where I'm standing and the reeds that are to the left of me over here. So what should happen is the reeds behind me, when I look at them through the binoculars, they should appear to be about the same size and the same distance as the ones that are over here to the left of me. So if that is the case, then it does have 7x magnification, at least at a closer mid-distance range. Okay. Yep. So it is about a 7x magnification. You can take my word for it. It also is coming in very clear and focused, but for a mid-distance, short-distance range. Now if you look way past me here, the edge of the lake over there is about half of a mile away, about 1,000 yards. And that's what these are rated for. This is supposed to be the farthest distance that these binoculars can see while being focused. So we're gonna test this out next. So they are in fact to that focus. I can see the edge of the lake and even a little bit beyond it. I can see the cars moving on the road. I can see what color the cars are and count their windows, which is great. So now that we've tested out that, we can see that the magnification's working and the farthest distance these binoculars are supposed to reach is working. I'm gonna test the finer focusing. So we have a focusing lever right here instead of a focusing turn wheel. And what this is doing, if you watch, is it's turning the lenses closer or farther away. The right side lens also has what's called a diopter, and what you do is you tune this even farther for finer detail focusing. So I'm going to be testing out these two things to make sure that the focusing is working well and it's easy to use. So far, my lovely fiance who's manning the camera right now has tested out the lever, and he likes that it's a lot easier to use than a turn wheel, especially if you're wearing thick gloves. So cameraman approved. So let's see. So we got about half distance over here, some trees. I'm going to test out the focusing on them, and then I'm going to test out the diopter. I'll explain a little bit of what I'm doing using the diopter, but I have a previous video where I talk all about how to use binoculars and how to do finer focusing. So if you want to check that out, check it out in the link below. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to have both eyes open, and I'm going to focus in on the trees until they're as clear as possible. I'm picking one very snowy covered branch right now that looks like giant claws. It's easier to view. Now I'm going to close my right eye, and I'm going to focus the turn lever in the middle a little bit more until it's as clear as possible, because this is more for the left eye. Okay, it's as clear as possible. Now I'm going to close my left eye, and I'm going to focus the diopter by turning the right eyepiece until that's as clear as possible. So what I'm noticing so far is that the diopter is a little bit sticky compared to the turn wheel, but easy enough to use for an adult to use. It might be harder for a kid wearing thick gloves. That's pretty typical for diopters, at least as far as the wearing thick gloves part goes. This one's a little sticky compared to my Clearpoint. But what I've gotten is a very clear image. It's crystal clear. I could probably be able to count birds and look at very small markings on the birds to properly identify them if there were any birds on this little island. This is really good, and if you have to remember, these are $27 binoculars on Amazon. Like, I had my fiance test these out and he guessed that they were $60 binoculars. Not quite. These are really, really good so far. I'm very impressed with the quality that's turning out with these. So, I've tested the diopter, we've tested the focusing, we got the magnification covered, the farthest distance. I guess any last details is it looks like the strap is holding on really tight. It's working really well. These are very well made and they work very, very well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be comparing my Clearpoint binoculars to the Bushnell binoculars. Remember, these binoculars are a little bit over $100 used on Amazon, and these ones are $27. So we're going to see how they compare and how these ones add up. The reason why I'm comparing these is because these have a 7x magnification and these have a 7x magnification, and they both have 35mm lenses, and they're both rated for about 1,000 yards. I'm going to start by doing the 7x magnification to see if these make things appear a little bit closer, and then I'm going to go for the 1,000-yard mark, okay? So initial things I'm noticing, they both do 7x magnification. This one doesn't seem a little bit closer, but the image is coming in more clear for a close range distance. So now I'm going to check the farthest reach to see if these add up a little bit better than the Bushnell. So I can still see the same distance, but these are coming in a little bit clearer once again for that 1,000-yard mark. So these are a little bit better, but you have to remember the clear price range difference. These are a lot more expensive, so they should hopefully be a little bit better. If I had ended this video with these being better, I probably would have cried a little bit. But so far, the Bushnells are doing really, really well, and I'm probably going to buy more pairs of them. Now I'm checking the island so that I can do the diopter. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the diopter stuff again, but I'm not going to explain. I'm going to just do it real quick. So this is also coming in more clear for the diopter, and then this diopter doesn't stick as much. It's a lot easier to turn and move. So far, a couple of things are just very slightly a little bit better about these, but when you look at the style of them, this one is definitely lighter than these. These are a bit heavier, and they still are the same quality, and these are pretty old too, mind you. I had these handed down to me from my dad, So now, in conclusion, after reviewing these binoculars, looking at all the different parts of them, and comparing them to a similar pair of binoculars that are in a farther price range, my overall thoughts on these is there wasn't a whole lot to dislike about them. In fact, I liked more things than I disliked. Overall, the things that I would change about the Bushnell binoculars is I would have tighter lens caps on them, and then if I was using them with children, I would find a way to attach them actually to the binocular on a piece of string. That way they didn't get lost. As well as the diopter sticks a little bit, especially compared to my Clearpoint, so I maybe would loosen that up a little bit so it wasn't so hard to turn, especially if you are wearing gloves. Other than that, those are only my two big things that I noticed. Clarity, I got definitely better clarity than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as good. I know Bushnells are really good binoculars, but for $27, these things are honestly a ridiculously a steal. These are really great binoculars. I do highly recommend buying them, especially if you're looking for a good durable class set. They really do seem like they're built to last. So that's why I recommend them. So the overall rating I would give the Bushnell Falcon 7x35 binoculars is a 4.5 stars. Just because the lens caps are so loose and they are designed to be protecting the lenses, I could see potentially issues in the future where those fall off when they get lost, or they just fall off in storage and the lenses get damaged. So that's why the half star there, as well as the diopter being so sticky and hard to use. Because if I'm wearing gloves, even thin ones, this is really hard to turn even with my bare hands. So keeping that in mind, that's why the 4.5 stars. So unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's review of the Bushnell Falcon 7x35 binoculars. There is a link below in the description to them on Amazon. I highly recommend checking it out and seeing more reviews of these. These are solid binoculars, and I give them a 4.5 stars out of 5. Additionally, if you really liked today's video and you like seeing all my videos, check out my channel, go and like my page, and subscribe, and make sure to ring that little bell button. That way you can be notified the second my videos are up on YouTube to help you and your kids get outdoors. As well as make sure to check out the description for links to tons more resources. I have the link to these binoculars for sale on Amazon, as well as I have links to my binocular videos that I mentioned in this video. I also have links to all my different social media accounts where you can find tons more resources to help you and your kids get outdoors. So as always, I hope you all have a fantastic week. You be safe, learn lots, have fun, and get outdoors. Bye! Whoosh. Okay, you're having way too much fun with this, Elsa. We need to get on outside and get going. Go get our snow pants on. Go enjoy the snow. Maybe do some animal spotting and tracking. Ooh, so much fun. Can't wait to test these out.